All right. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you. I am going to continue with my venture into books other than the Magic Treehouse. This is another book by Scholastic Publishing Company that I loved reading to Mason and Parker. Scholastic has given us permission to read their books aloud to our students during quarantine, so thank you, Scholastic. This is called No More Water in the Tub by Ted Arnold, and it's a really funny book. I think you're gonna like it. No More Water in the Tub. Oh, look at this. This page gives us a little idea about the setting, where the story takes place, and when the story takes place. Check it out. What kind of building is this? It's an apartment building. And when do you think the story is taking place? You can see there's a hint over here. The sun is going down. Also, it's gonna be in the tub, so I think it's bath time. All right. Here we go. Make sure you can see the picture. There we go. In a bathroom near the top floor of a tall apartment building, William was ready for his bath. Walter had finished and fresh water was running into the tub. "Get in, William," said Mom. "Walter, keep an eye on your brother. Leave the faucet on for another minute, then no more water in the tub." "Aw, Mom," William said as he climbed in. "I like it deep." "You heard me. 1 minute." She closed the bathroom door as she left. Making sure you can still see it. All right. Walter reached for the tub faucet. "Not yet," William yelled. "I'm turning it on faster," Walter answered, "so you'll get more water in 1 minute. Let's see how fast it'll go." He twisted that cold water handle and water gushed into the tub. "What if I turned it all the way until..." It came off. Water blasted out of the fixture. In an instant, the bathroom flooded. The tub broke loose and floated away from the wall. When Mom looked in to see what all the racket was about, water burst through the door, taking the tub with it. Oh boy. I think an adventure is about to happen. There we go. Down the hall, William sailed, leaving Mom and Walter behind. Picking up speed, he passed the kitchen and the living room, heading for the front door. It opened. "I'm home," said Dad. Then out the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. In the apartment below, Miss Mabel Hattie was serving tea to her bridge club members when she heard a bump at the door. "Well, that must be Betty at last," she said. As Mabel opened the door, she complained, "Why are you always so late?" But it was William who answered, "I didn't know you were expecting me." Oh no, look what's happening. Poor Miss Mabel Hattie. Oh no. As a wave of water tipped Mabel backward, William rode his bathtub into the room. He circled the card table and followed the rushing water back the way he came. Then out the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. Out went Mabel on the table. One floor down, Sue and Vern Maddie were watering their houseplants when they heard a knock. Expecting pizza to be delivered, Sue quickly answered the door. "You're not our regular pizza boy," she sputtered as William surfed into the room, followed by Mabel. Waves rolled through the apartment, crashed against the back wall, and turned. Then out the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. Out went Mabel on a table. Sue and Vern clung to a fern. Look, they've joined the party, and so has a dog. Downstairs, Uncle Nash stepped into the hall to take out the garbage. He felt a drop of water and looked up. There was William in a bathtub, plunging down a waterfall where the staircase used to be. I see your folks are having plumbing problems, Uncle Nash said as the churning water swept him off his feet. Past the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. Down went Mabel on the table. Sue and Vern clung to a fern, and Uncle Nash sat in the trash. He's going to give you a little close-up look. You can see Uncle Nash has joined the party, sitting in the trash. Patty Fuzzle was just about to put her last jigsaw piece into place. She heard a knock and thought her sister Natty was home from babysitting. But when she opened the door, it was William and the upstairs neighbors who spilled into the room. I have a sinking feeling I'll never finish my puzzle, she cried as the surging tide swirled her around. Then out the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. Out went Mabel on the table. Sue and Vern clung to a fern, and Uncle Nash sat in the trash. Patty Fuzzle steered her puzzle. While Mr. and Mrs. Henratty were out, Natty Fuzzle was babysitting little Dottie. They were in the bathroom reading a story when they heard a key in the front door. That must be your mom and dad, said Natty. Then she heard water roaring down the hall toward the bathroom. William's tub pushed the Henrattys inside. We're home, they managed to say. Then out the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. Out went Mabel on the table. Sue and Vern clung to a fern. Uncle Nash sat in the trash. Patty Fuzzle steered her puzzle. And little Dottie sailed the potty. That is quite a group we've got going there. Downstairs, the Furling-Gaddies string quartet had been practicing all evening. Mind if I fix a snack? Called Mr. Bello from the kitchen. Make yourself at home, answered Mrs. Furling-Gaddy. Suddenly, the stove caught fire and the flames spread quickly. Call the fire department, cried Mr. Bello. The building is burning. A fire alarm began to ring and everyone leapt to their feet. Mr. Bello reached the door first and threw it open, yelling, Run for your lives! Oh, there he goes. He's running, isn't he? But I just got here, said William. He and the neighbors stormed in on a tidal wave that flooded the burning apartment. Flames hissed. Smoke and steam filled the air. Just as quickly as the fire had started, it was gone and the water began draining away. Then out the door and down the steps went William in his bathtub. Out went Mabel on that table. Sue and Vern clung to a fern. Uncle Nash sat in the trash. Patty Fuzzle steered her puzzle. Little Dottie sailed the potty. And Mr. Bello rode his cello. Fire trucks and crowds of people arrived as William clattered down the front steps of the building. The tub ran aground in the street and William's neighbors washed up behind it. Good work putting out that fire, son, said the fire chief. You are a hero. He hung a heavy medal around William's neck and everyone cheered. Then they all went home, Walter said. The end. That was a great story, Walter. Tell me another one, begged William. Okay, said Walter. See what's happened? That was all a story. And his brother is telling him a story as he sits in the bed. William forgot all about the water, turning the water off in 1 minute. The bathtub overflowed and quickly flooded the floor. Mom threw open the door and screamed, "No more water!" But she was too late. The tub broke loose and floated away from the wall. Then out the window and down the fire escape went William in his bathtub. Look at that, it's a beginning to another adventure. The end. Wasn't that a cute story? No More Water in the Tub by Ted Arnold. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed spending a little bit of time reading to you, and I will have to go upstairs in my attic and find what book that I have read, Parker and Mason, that I can find next that I can also read to you guys. Bye.